The Princess and the Frog is one of Disney's most groundbreaking animated films to be featured in the Disney Revival era. It's known for bringing to life their first black princess, Tiana. In the jazz age of 1926 New Orleans, Tiana saves up enough money to finally open her dream restaurant. She meets the frog, Prince Naveen.
You must kiss me.
In an attempt to break his deal with Dr. Facilier, she kisses him, only to be turned into a frog herself. Throughout the movie, the duo race against time to find Mama Odie and break the curse, while meeting new friends along the way. It may be over a decade since the movie was released, but we wonder who's the most good and who's the most evil. And today, we're breaking down all the characters. I'm Brad with Wicked Binge, and this is The Princess and the Frog, Good to Evil.
Don't you disrespect me, little man.
As usual, we'll be starting with the most pure character and working our way down. These characters are the good. The gold medal for most good goes to James and Yodora, parents to Tiana. When Tiana was growing up, James was known to be a loving family man and a World War I soldier who risked his life on the battlefield. He gave up his dream of having his own restaurant to provide for his family. He even encouraged his daughter to follow her own dreams.
Yes, you wish and you dream with all your little heart.
Inspiring her to become the hard-working young woman we know and love. Even though we don't see James very much, we know that he was a selfless man. As for Eudora, she worries that Tiana focuses too much on her dream than her own well-being. She even tells her that she should find a good man to settle down with.
Dance off into your happily ever after.
Regardless of her daughter's driven ambition, Eudora just wants her to be happy, and that's all that any parent could want for their kid. The silver medal goes to Mama Odie, also known as the Voodoo Queen of the Bayou. Mama Odie is a blind, 197-year-old voodoo priestess who's sweet, eccentric, and wise. She helps Tiana and Naveen become human again. She also challenges them to dig deeper within themselves and find out their real desires, other than what they initially came to see her for. It eventually brings them together after Tiana finally realizes her romantic feelings for Naveen. With Mama Odie's help in the movie and wisdom that stretches past the screen, she deserves the silver medal.
Kissing a princess breaks the spell.
The bronze medal goes to Ray, a Cajun firefly with a romantic infatuation with the evening star, whom he calls Evangeline.
The sweetest firefly in all creation.
Ray is the bravest firefly with the biggest heart. He acted as a father figure to Tiana, especially when she believed that Naveen did get married to Charlotte, initially unaware of the fact that Dr. Facilier and Lawrence were behind the ruse. He also helped fight off the frog hunters attacking Tiana and Naveen, and he fought Dr. Facilier's shadow demons after he gave the talisman to Tiana. He's willing to take a bullet for his loved ones, no matter how small he is. Rest in peace, Ray. Finally, we have James and Eudora's daughter, Tiana. Tiana is a gifted cook who has worked nearly her whole life to save up enough money to open up her own restaurant. Even though she's hardworking and determined, she can be uptight and too absorbed in work to focus on relaxing, family, and friends.
I'm gonna work a double shift tonight. Here you hotcakes.
Especially after nearly getting screwed over by the Fenner Brothers, it got to the point where she kissed Naveen as a frog out of desperation to make her dream a reality. However, when Tiana is finally face-to-face with Dr. Facilier, she realizes that she's not willing to take his offer to achieve her dream and breaks the talisman for good. She's heroic and capable in dangerous situations, such as when she continuously rescues Naveen. Tiana was raised well by her parents, especially her dad. Like father, like daughter. Up next is Luis, a friendly yet neurotic alligator who wants to become human and play the trumpet in a jazz band without scaring off humans.
I want fingers and toes and a belly button.
When Luis meets Tiana and Naveen, he helps them meet Mama Odie so that they can become human again. After Ray is mortally wounded by the Shadow Man, Luis carries him to the duo to hear his last words before he dies. This shows that he's caring and would never leave him behind. A good character all around. Next, we have Big Daddy Labeouf. Big Daddy is the wealthiest and most powerful man in New Orleans. But what puts him very high on the good list is that he's jovial and friendly. He's eager to fund smaller businesses, such as Eudora's and the local newspaper, which shows he's very generous with his wealth. He also acts as a father figure to Tiana, having been good friends with Yodora for many years. However, he can be a pushover, especially when it comes to his daughter, Charlotte. This is due to the fact that she constantly exploits his fortune for her own obsessions, such as lavish dresses.
No more Mr. Pushover. Now, who was the puppy?
Nonetheless, he has a warm heart and doesn't show ill will to anyone, regardless of their socio-economic background. Below Tiana is the love of her life, Prince Naveen. Unlike Tiana, Naveen has lived a life of royal privilege as the eldest prince of Maldonia. Due to everything being done for him, he is initially lazy, spoiled, and vain. After his parents cut him off for his laziness and excessive partying,
Get a job.
his plan was to marry Charlotte Labeouf so that he can continue to live a wealthy lifestyle. He would also tend to put the blame on others and refuses to admit his own mistakes, especially when he got tricked into taking Dr. Facilier's offer, only to be turned into a frog. However, when he clashes with Tiana on their journey to meet Mama Odie, he realizes that there's more to life than just partying. He becomes more humble when he learns how much Tiana's dream truly means to her.
I won't let you.
It's the only way to get to your dream.
As a result of rubbing off on each other, Naveen grows kinder and more considerate and learns the value of humility. Wrapping up the good characters is Charlotte's basset hound dog, Stella. The only reason that Stella is ranked low on the good list is because we don't know much about her as a minor character. But what we do know is that she loves Tiana's beignets and begs to give her one. She also talks to Tiana when she chases her and Naveen as frogs on the table.
Stella, it's me, Tiana! Tiana?
We can definitely say that Stella is a sweet dog who is very curious. Before we get to the gray characters, we would like to add that the one character we didn't rank is Mama Odie's pet snake, Juju, simply because of the fact that Juju doesn't even talk, and he's only seen being a personal assistant to Mama Odie. He helps her with tasks such as adding Tabasco sauce to her gumbo, but that's it. With that said, we've wrapped up the good characters. Let's get into the gray area. Next up is Charlotte Labeouf. Charlotte has been given everything she wants by her father, and thus gained a spoiled and shallow personality, especially when it comes to dreaming of marrying a prince and living a storybook life.
A marriage proposal can't be far behind.
But despite being self-centered, Lottie has a heart of gold and loves Tiana like a sister. When she realizes that Tiana and Naveen are in love with each other, she is willing to give up her own quest for love so that Tiana can be happy with him. That is what we call true friendship. The only other characters to be ranked in the gray list are the Fenner Brothers. The Fenner Brothers are two real estate agents who initially refused to sell Tiana the sugar mill because someone else was offering to pay for it in cash.
You can kiss that place goodbye.
Also because they believed that Tiana could not manage a business, even though they finally sold the sugar mill to her under duress from Luis. That still doesn't change how unfair they were to Tiana, given that she worked hard her whole life to get that close to her dream. Finally, we've reached the dark side. These characters are the bad and the evil. Starting off the bad list is Ian and Marlon, two wild and hot-tempered alligators who try to eat Tiana and Naveen as frogs. While they only have one brief scene, Ian and Marlon would have definitely eaten the duo and killed them if they hadn't escaped. Then we have Reggie, Darnell, and Two Fingers, a trio of frog hunters who are also known to be the Three Stooges of the film.
It's time to catch us some frogs.
They capture Tiana as a frog, only for her to be saved by Naveen due to their stupidity. But even if they didn't kill the duo, they would have captured and murdered other frogs. Luckily, they don't seem to be coming back anytime soon. The silver medal for most evil goes to Lawrence, Prince Naveen's valet. Lawrence is recruited by Dr. Facilier in a scheme by using a blood charm to transform and look like Naveen. Not only does he take part in the Shadow Man scheme to get revenge on Naveen for being treated like a slave, he also deceives Charlotte with his appearance as the prince to try to marry her.
Oh, I most definitely will marry you.
Regardless of how guilty Lawrence initially felt for betraying Naveen, his actions have caused just as much unnecessary harm. Last but not least, the gold medal for most evil goes to none other than Dr. Facilier, also known as the Shadow Man. To no one's surprise, Dr. Facilier is ranked at the very bottom for carrying out his scheme to kill Big Daddy and rule New Orleans with the help of his friends from the other side.
I'm a royal myself on my mother's side.
As the witch doctor, he uses his tricks to manipulate Prince Naveen and Lawrence by convincing them that he will make their dreams come true. only for Naveen to be turned into a frog and Lawrence to be given a talisman that changes his appearance to look like Naveen. As the story progresses, he gets help from his friends from the other side to capture Naveen and kills Ray by a single footstep. He also tries to tempt Tiana and convince her that he will give her a restaurant and success as his final attempt to retrieve the talisman, only to fall for his demise when she refuses the offer. That's the list. Who do you think are the most good and evil characters of The Princess and the Frog? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and binge our Good to Evil playlist, where we break down the morality of the characters on your favorite shows and movies. But most importantly, stay wicked.